The dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.
On the programme this week, we report on the latest efforts to save Walthamstow Stadium. We've got the Peterborough Derby final, plus the CAFFREYS Puppy Classic heats at Nottingham. And there's an interview with the new chair of the Greyhound Trainers Association, NORAH MCELLISTRIM.
But first we're off to Wimbledon for the Puppy Derby and a return to form on the undercard for Grand National winner Kildare Lark in the hurdles race. And it was yet another victory for Red Hot Lenson Joker in the Stayers event as Tony Collett's Sunderland Grand Prix winner continued his progress towards another St Ledger. But the focus was on the youngsters in the Stan James Puppy Derby final, where Jester's Nap looked the one to beat after destroying his rivals with a 7-length semi-final victory. Jim Daly's charge was 11-10 favourite, ahead of Jim Crack third Eye on the Brave, with the youngster of the party London Water next in at 9-2. Errol Blythe picks up the story.
All eyes on trap 3, Jester's Nap, the favourite here for trainer Jim Daly. Away they go, he's come away quite well, and up with the pace is Jester's Nap's going to go into that first bend just in front of Eye on the Brave on the inside. After these come 6 back in third, that's Miss Lee Colonel as they head down the far side then. And Jester's Nap with the lead by 2 lengths down the far side, trying to get away from 6 Miss Lee Colonel. After these on the inside comes 1, on the inside there Eye on the Brave. They come around the final bend, and it's Jester's Nap with his 2.5 length lead around that final turn, and Jester's Nap is away and gone. Trap 3, Jester's Nap has romped home.
A super performance from the winner, who got a great start edging away from trap 3 and showing excellent pace to get to the bend ahead of an unlucky Eye on the Brave in trap 1. And producing a red letter day for winning trainer Jim Daly, for whom the moment clearly meant so much.
Jim, you've made it.
Yeah, finally done it. It's it's been a long time coming.
All right, don't worry, it's okay. So you're okay. But I mean, it's a great dog to have, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And, you know, we bred the dog ourselves and we're ever so proud of him.
Would you be thinking of the Puppy Classic at Nottingham now or not?
No, definitely not. He'll have 2 weeks rest now, and then we'll give him a trial at Bellevue in preparation for the Keith Swain Manchester Puppy Cup.
Next to Peterborough and the John Smith's Derby final on a miserable night weather-wise that had racegoers checking it really was still summer. But the action trackside was red hot, with Kaz Ruffian relishing the wet conditions with a resounding victory in the puppy race. While Big Cats looks another nice prospect for Barry Draper with an easy success in the British Bred Heat. And so to the £10,000 prize for the John Smith's Peterborough Derby. Unbeaten finalist Bandit Blue was evens to provide a rare local success, ahead of fellow posh runner Unique Double, also unbeaten, and Stow Raider Ballymac Ken, both at 4-1. And away they go in the first to show is Ballymac Ken in the white, moving up Bandit Blue on the outside, down the middle Unique Double trying to fill its way through on the inside, and Unique Double it is who goes on as they run down the far side from Ballymac Ken. On the outside 4, Aussie's Impact is just in behind them, running down towards the home turn. Unique Double now going on by about a length here from Ballymac Ken in second, then Aussie's Impact behind them, the red of Dartfield Wood who's picking up late in the day. Unique Double's all out's going to hold on though. Unique Double for the Peterborough Derby victory from Ballymac Ken in second and Dartfield Wood in third. Unique Double completing a clean sweep through the event to give Max Auden and Connections their biggest ever prize, and at their local track. Nottingham now, and an opportunity to spot a dog or two for the future with a heat to the CAFFREYS Puppy Classic. Seamus Cahill had 2 chances in the first heat, with Raving Black at 2-1 in trap 6, just preferred to kennelmate Mountjoy Star at 3-1. It was 7-2 bar. And the racing is a good start from Deanridge Fury as they came away in trap 4. The far side, step aside Teddy. Right at the back, Bubbly Eagle struggling to stay with them as they run down the far side. Deanridge Fury with 5 now. Mountjoy Star into second. Then Raving Black in the stripes. The inside is step aside Teddy. Deanridge Fury still by a couple of lengths as they go down towards the final bend. In second, then Mountjoy Star. Raving Black's in behind those in third place. They come off the final bend. Deanridge Fury just moving away a little bit, but still ahead as they run up towards the judge. Deanridge Fury still ahead from Raving Black, running on his Bubbly Eagle. He'll get third. No winner for Cahill there, but another chance in Heat 2 with Puppy Derby disappointment. Droopy's Quinta 8-11 to bounce back in trap 6 up against Charlie Lister's Jim Crack winner Motto Star 5-4 from trap 2. And they're racing, not a good start from Droopy's Quinta towards the outside. Kind of Classics just edged away from the middle, but is up with the early pace. Now Motto Star getting a gap through as they run down the far side. And Motto Star has taken off now, goes on and goes clear. Recovery Lad is into second, moving well down the back straight. Then we've got Droopy's Demont in third, with Moya Hawk further back in the red coat. They go towards the final bend. Motto Star still by 2 lengths, seems to be in control of the race here from Recovery Lad in second. Up towards the line they go. Motto Star, Recovery Lad is trying to get on terms. Motto Star found enough. Motto Star from Recovery Lad. Droopy's Demont was third. Charlie Lister also had a big chance in Heat 3 with highly regarded newcomer Farlow Tico at 5-4 in trap 4. Preferred to Scottish Raider Crown Rover at 2-1. Paradise Santana next in at 3s. Race away for this third heat, and Farlow Tico just edging across to Go Big Hitter in 4 and 3. It gets very tight on the inside. Here's Crown Rover trying to spin round them as they go into the first bend. Farlow Tico in a lot of trouble, is now towards the rear. Crown Rover though has gone on and steps away by 3 or 4 lengths from Paradise Santana in second. Then Brandy Man in the blue is up into third place. Farlow Tico towards the rear here in a lot of trouble. They come off the final bend. Crown Rover by about 3 lengths from Paradise Santana. Then Brandy Man, they're well strung out as they go down towards the line, and Crown Rover will score readily here. Paradise Santana's second, Brandy Man was third. Swindon Produce winner Westmead Osprey was 4-7 to continue his run of form in Heat 4, with Shadaid now with Pat Rosney 5-2, Kennelmate Vatican Jura and local Kuda Cracker next at 5s. Often racing they come here. Good start from Westmead Osprey. Came away, moved down the middle, but had the pace to do so. One Vatican Jura is joined by Shadaid on the outside. There's crowding at the back as they run to the far side. Westmead Osprey has got away here. Leads by about 3 or 4 lengths. Vatican Jura, the red jacket, the inside of Shadaid. Then 3 lengths away to Mothball, who starts to pick up in 4. Off the final bend, Westmead Osprey, though, a big lead here as they come down the home straight in this heat of the Classic. And running up towards the judge, Westmead Osprey is still very much on top here and will score readily. Shadaid was second, Mothball finished in third. Another jolly for Charlie Lister in Heat 5, with Farlow Merlin chasing a course and distance hat-trick at 4-7. Nick Sava's Westmead Ace, runner-up in the produce, was 7-4. It was 10-1 bar. A race away here. Quiet Banner came out just a little awkwardly, but just been behind the pace, which is set by Black Hawk Noir in the blue jacket. Farlow Merlin, the favourite, now getting a wonderful run round on the inside and quickly takes over. Farlow Merlin down the far side has got away. Black Hawk Noir is on the outside of Westmead Ace, who's now up into second place, but a lot of chasing to do as Farlow Merlin continues to show here and looking good as they come off the final bend. Farlow Merlin by perhaps 5 lengths here. Westmead Ace is in chase in second place, will get second, but up to the line. Farlow Merlin, a really easy win from Westmead Ace and Black Hawk Noir. Puppy Derby Third Iron the Brave was 2-1 joint favourite in the last heat alongside another Nick Sava Produce Stakes finalist Westmead Powell. Unconsidered in the betting was Puppy Derby finalist Alster Masala. Often racing they go. Nebuchadnezzar in the black got the best start here. They're all crowding on the inside. Merrill's Maverick's done well to get around there in trap 1. All trouble at the back there. We've lost Westmead Powell. They run to the far side. Merrill's Maverick now in front by a length from on the outside. Alster Masala, who's now joined Nebuchadnezzar. They're battling out second. They're well bunched in behind this leader, who continues to be Merrill's Maverick. On the outside, Alster Masala is now about to lay down a challenge. Then Nebuchadnezzar trying to get a run between greyhounds. Up towards the distance they go. Merrill's Maverick. Here's Alster Masala on the outside. Alster Masala up in time. Merrill's Maverick second. Nebuchadnezzar back in third. The 3 semi-finals will take place on Tuesday night after the Select Stakes has been run. And Farlow Merlin, one of the fancies outright, has got a good draw in trap 1 in the first semi-final, up against 3 other heat winners in Motto Star, Deanridge Fury and Alster Masala. The second semi-final brings together anti-post favourite Westmead Ospreys, drawn in trap 4, up against fellow heat winner Crown Rover in trap 5. On the third semi-final, connections of Paradise Santana fancy their chances after he was unlucky in the heats. Bubbly Eagle is sure to be staying on strongly in the finish.
Coming up after the break, we're in E17 as the Save Our Stow campaign stirs the passions. Welcome back to part 2 of the Dogs and the latest on the closure-threatened Walthamstow Stadium. Greyhound fans have protested loudly to keep the famous old venue open for business. Indeed, a spirited campaign has been led by Ricky Holloway, the London-based owner-trainer, who declined an invitation to be interviewed on this programme. The campaign has gained an impressive list of supporters.
It is the biggest greyhound track in the country, but it is one of the things that people recognise this area by. And it's a lot of jobs as well for local people.
Local MP Neil Gerrard has supported the SOS campaign from the start.
And obviously everyone realises that housing is required in London, but really this isn't the place for it, surely.
Well, of course we need housing in this area, we need low-cost, affordable housing, but not at the expense of everything else. This is a leisure facility that's been here over 70 years. Lots of people come, locals, people from quite long distances, and there's over 400 jobs here for local people as well. Jobs matter as well as housing.
It will be a tragedy if this stadium is lost because it brings back so many wonderful memories here in North London, and B, of course, we'd be left with one Greyhound stadium in the capital. I'm told last Saturday, for instance, that they had the house full signs up. I can't understand why it's closing. I really can't. And I don't want life to become a concrete jungle for my kids. I want them to go somewhere. I want them to be entertained. And if we lose Walthamstow, it could be a knock-on effect, a card effect, a domino effect, and it could be tragic for the sport.
I mean, I've been here every week since I was 15, 27 years, great fun, great times, winning the circuit, great night, just fantastic nights. And those kind of nights are not just, they're shared by everybody, as you can hear the noise out there. No one really wants to see this place close at all, and it would be a travesty if it did.
Saturday is scheduled to be the last meeting at the track, built by William Chandler in 1933. The country's most popular greyhound venue has become even more popular as news of its impending closure spread. A night at the Dogs is being enjoyed by many people for possibly the last time, but the huge crowds might just have given the sport and the track itself a glimmer of hope. A meeting between the new owners and the SOS consortium is scheduled for Tuesday, and greyhound racing will be hoping that the unthinkable will not happen.
Walthamstow has long been the flagship of the greyhound racing industry. Everyone accepts it. It's set the standards. They've been the best trainers, the best greyhounds, best tote turnover, best attended track in the country. The problem you've got if Walthamstow goes, is there any track that's safe?
Across town, the only other track with a London postcode is Wimbledon, where NORAH McELLISTRIM, the new chair of the Greyhound Trainers Association, is based. NORAH has been an active member of the Save Our Stow campaign and has strong views on the issues the Stow and the sport itself now face.
My actual blame lies with the government for all of this, because if they didn't keep harping on about building more houses in England, we're only a tiny little country, and they want to build on our green belt, and they're taking all our recreation facilities away. The developers, if they knew that there was definitely going to be a no, and it stuck at no, they would not be after all these big stadiums, and the racing world wouldn't have all this trouble.
NORAH is an admirer of SOS campaign leader Ricky Holloway and how he's handled the protest.
I like passionate people, because I think if you're not passionate, you're brain dead, aren't you, really? I mean, if you've got, what a boring life if you don't get passionate over anything. And money, somebody said to me, there are more riches than money. And I think, having a passion can be much more richer. I'd forego a lot of money to have something different. Money's handy and you do need it, and I love it in lots of ways, but there's lots of things I like more.
But unfortunately, maybe the people in power in the sport and the people who own the stadiums, they are all about money, aren't they?
Well, then there's greed comes into it, doesn't it? That creeps in, because as my dad used to say, you can only eat one dinner. So if you're a millionaire, I can see there's a bit of interest in it. Why do they want to make more and more millions, and destroy people's lives? I just don't see the point of that.
If the Save Our Stow campaign was eventually to fail and Walthamstow was to close, what do you think that would say about the state of greyhound racing?
it would send a very bad message to it, because so many stadiums have closed lately and they all make promises of building another one, or most of them do. I mean, White City went and they were going to build somewhere. I mean, Milton Keynes went and they were going to build another one. Reading's going and they're saying in 2010 there's going to be another one, but that's all they do is say what's going to happen. So I think it would send a bad message that any stadium can be built on.
NORAH won the vote to become GTA chairperson in June. How's she finding the dual responsibility of running a kennel as well as heading the Trainers Association?
It's been a bit of a struggle in here and there, but I'm getting on with it. I'd say everybody I've met has been very helpful, actually, not most people. We've still got to plan an annual general meeting, but there's been so much happening, what with our track, Walthamstow, and you know, things with the prize money, that it's just. And I've also had Brian Hill as well, and it's been taking a lot of time up. So I hope now in the next couple of weeks to get things a bit more settled.
Are you happy you got elected as GTA chairman?
I really don't know. I honestly never thought I'd do. In some ways I thought I wish I'd done this years ago now, because I feel I've been so backward. And I'm still learning about things, and I feel I'm very slow at doing anything. So I should have done this about 20 years ago. And you'd have, because I think it'd take you a couple of years to get the feel of it and know what's going on. And I've come at a bad time really, because there's a lot of changes and it's bad for the trainers at Walthamstow. Even if they're going to another track, it's not going to be the same as Walthamstow for them, and I'd like to try and help them a bit more, but I'm trying to think of ways around that. There is the Trainers Assistant Fund, which I think should be used to pay people's mortgages for a while, because if you don't pay the mortgage, your kennel's gone. And I would hate to see the Mullins family lose Manningtree, I think, because Linda was champion trainer 6 times and she's still involved in the racing, and I think it would be a crime to let that place go. I think they should definitely, no matter what it takes, keep it going.
And do you think you'll be able to unite all trainers in the country to get behind a good common cause?
I hope so, and I'm going to try, because I think we have got a common cause really, and I think that trainers are more realising now that they need to stay together. We've let everything drift around and we've been bullied and pushed and, well, not badly treated, but we have been underpaid for what service we've given for 20 years, I suppose, or more.
And news of another prize money cut at Wimbledon has been a bitter pill to swallow. NORAH sees prize money levels as being key to the future success of greyhound racing.
I don't think people really understand the importance of the owners and the trainers, and the huge importance, I know that I keep banging on about it, is the prize money, because if you give prize money, you're not just giving it to that particular owner, it is spread down to the trainer and the kennel staff. So it does go a long way in helping the economics of a kennel, and your staff can have a lot more money, because that's how kennel fees are based very much on the prize money, and they're very, very low. They're much lower than they were. I mean, you take 2 years ago, RA1 was £230, now it's 110, and it's a funny old game this. It's not like the normal outside world. People don't want to pay the outside prices for things, so the trainers have to help to subsidise the tracks and the owners to keep in business.
Look, the tracks will say, and Wimbledon have said, that their costs are going up and their profits are going down, so therefore they have to make some savings somewhere.
Well, they say that, but are they just using every single penny to pay off a debt that isn't our fault? I think they can regenerate more from this stadium. It's a good old money spinner, I think, and especially in the food area. It could be a little gold mine, and the restaurant here is very, very good, and the executive boxes are very good, but you need somewhere in between the burgers and the restaurant, and like a lot of people go into Wimbledon Village before they come to Wimbledon or afterwards, and so I would produce that sort of food here to keep them here, and while they're sitting here, hopefully they would have a few bets on the tote.
There's a meeting here of the Owners Association talking about the 20% prize money cut, and there was even some mumblings about resting dogs, as it were, striking.
Yes, I think that's been put on the back burner. I think we're going to try the gentle way of trying to get Wimbledon back to how it should be, and there's a lot of owners that are businessmen and women in their own right with very good ideas, and what we're hoping to do is get Wimbledon back to earning a lot of money, and then hopefully we will then, instead of that money going to pay off a debt for the GRA or mortgage, whatever you want to call it, that it will come back to prize money, and we will then generate a lot more owners and a lot more customers.
Last week saw the appointments confirmed of those who will now run the sport. The Greyhound Board of Great Britain is taking shape, and NORAH is looking forward to meeting those at the helm.
I've got no idea what they're like at all. They might be very, very nice people. I don't know whether they like the dogs. I don't know whether they've got any inkling of how greyhound racing is run, or how important it is to the kennel staff, if you like, who are at the bottom of the run, because a lot of people, they love working in the kennels. I mean, my staff, Mary's been with me for 34 years, and a lot of people, they stay in this job forever, you know, until they conk out. Even if they don't do a full-time job, they still remain part of it, a couple of days a week, a couple of evenings a week. It sort of gets you this sort of job, so I hope they appreciate what the actual kennel staff do, and that the kennel staff do need a lot more money, because we're in the entertainment business and we're not paid entertainment money.
Are you disappointed then that the people appointed are not obvious doggy people?
I don't know. They might be better than doggy people. I'll have to reserve judgment on that until I see what they do and what their thoughts are. I can't really say. I mean, I'm hoping they're going to be really good. But I think the most important thing is they're going to be really fair and open-minded and not dogmatic in views. Because there's a few people on a couple of the committees that are very dogmatic, and their views are just how they are, and then they're not going to change. And I don't know how you could change them. So I'll be open-minded and see how they get on for a year or 6 months.
The MCELLISTRIM name has long been synonymous with Wimbledon. But how does NORAH see the future of Plough Lane and greyhound racing full stop?
Well, I hope that Walthamstow is saved and becomes the second top track in London after Wimbledon, because I hope Wimbledon goes back to its old glory, because we were the home of champions, and I still think that is achievable. I feel a bit more optimistic after the Owners Association on Wednesday. There was a lot of positive vibes coming out there, and the owners seem to want to help make the stadium great again, so I think that's a good thing.
But can that happen under the current ownership?
Well, I think we've got to sort of half forget who owns it and try and do it on our own, in spite of the current ownership, because they're obviously just in it for the money, and they don't really mind who they tread on or crush or get people out of work. So I think we've got to try and make it pay, and hopefully get a really big, I'd like to get a big cooperative and give him a lot of money for this. And I hope he'd take it and let it stay as a greyhound stadium.
On the open race calendar, there are races at Romford and Doncaster on Friday, while on Saturday Hove stage the Olympic semi-finals, and it's the final of the Oxfordshire Stakes. Walthamstow bow out with plenty of open race action. The Kent Derby starts at Sittingbourne on Sunday, while Monday Monmore stages the semi-finals of the Ladbrokes Gold Cup. For all the latest results and details of your local track, log on to the website, thedogs.co.uk. Next week there's live coverage on Sky Sports of the Betfred Select Stakes from Nottingham, where Cleaner's Lady goes for an unprecedented hat-trick. Make sure you join us.
The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.